Welcome to Key to Success Academy. I am Chandrasekhar, and we are going to discuss today uh, American Romantics. American Romanticism we also discuss here, and there is a subgenre of American Romanticism, that is dark romantic. We will also cover the transcendentalism. What is the transcendentalism, and what are the writers? And so there is a romanticism that we have already discussed. We have seen in our master that we have studied the romantics. That is the European romantics, right? So in European romantics, we study that they follow the nature, they talk about the nature, they focused on the emotion, feelings. That there is a line that the poetry is the spontaneous overflow of the powerful feeling and emotion in tranquility, by William Wordsworth in his lyrical ballads, right? That was published in 1798. So they focus on the feeling and emotion mostly, right? And they also worship the nature. They escape the reality, the condition, the bad condition of the society, and they escape those things and they go to the nature, right? And they study, they worship the nature, and that's why we study that romanticism and their writings that show the worshipping of the nature, that how beautiful the nature is, right? In the same way, we also see the American romantics and American romanticism. They also focus on the feeling, emotion, and nature too. But there is a clue, there is a glitch that makes something different. This American romantics from the European romantics. That is, they talk about the American romantics talk about the nation, USA. They talk about the nation. They also worship the nature, but they also worship their climb, their soil, right? We can also see the Walt Whitman, that he writes that in Leaves of Grass, that song of myself, right? Song of myself. He talks about the only America, USA. Like, I have born here, and my body is made of this soil, and everybody's body is made of this soil. So we had to sing about the America. We had to sing the America, and I'm not going to go any other country. America is mine, and I have born here. So this country is mine, and this soil is mine because I have made of this soil, right? So they talk about the nationalism. They talk about their country, right? So let's read the text here. The American Romantics movement, flourishing roughly from the early to the mid 19th century, was a literary, artistic, and intellectual movement that emphasized individualism. So they talk about the individualism, right? That if we talk about the Ralph Waldo Emerson, then there is a poem, self-reliance, that he talks about that we had to be self-reliance. We had to believe ourselves, right? What our heart desires. Everybody heart's desire is something else, that speaks something else. So that he talks about the internal reality, how our heart talks and what our heart talks, right? So because of the societal rules, we have been suppressing that emergence, the innovation, right? The inspiration that is coming from our heart, that is coming from inside, right? So because of the rules of the society, we are suppressing that, right? So that is the individualism, that worship yourself, believe yourself. And emotion, that I have already talked about, that romanticism focuses on the emotion, feeling, imagination, and deep connection to the nature. As European romantics, right? They also do the same thing, while also grappling with the unique cultural and social context of the United States. They talk about the United States, right? America. And it was influenced by European romanticism, particularly British and German writers. So they influenced by British and German writers, European romantics. So if we talk about the theme of their writing, that we can get the emotion and individualism, that personal feeling, intuition, and the unique experiences that they have faced, and they believe that every individual has different kind of perspective, different kind of desire, different kind of inspiration inside them. Because of the societal rules, those inspiration have been suppressing for long time, and we have to worship those inspiration, that so that we can get innovation in our society. So they also challenge the rule of the society, right? And second, the nature as spiritual and a moral guide. So they talk about the nature and human. They say that if you want to study yourself, then go to the nature. If you want to study the nature, then search yourself, then study yourself. So according to them, nature is human and human is the nature. Both are unique, both are identical, both are similar. There is no difference between nature and human. What is inside you, you can also see in the nature. If there is something in the nature, you can also see inside you. So there is the thin line between nature and human. So according to them, those are not the different, but very close to them, very close, similar, familiar, right? So they talk about the nature as a spiritual and moral guide. The nature inspired them, that is the guide for morality, right? And third is rebellion against convention. Convention in the sense that the society, the American society, they have been following the strict rule, right? But they are against the industrialization, materialism, right? So they are against the industrialization and the rigid societal rule and structure. And the fourth one is the American identity. They want to establish the American identity, that we talk about the United States. Why we go for the European romantics? Why we go other country, right? So we had to talk, we had to live here, right? So they talk about the American identity, European versus American. So there is another subgenre of that is the transcendentalism. So what does mean by transcendentalism? Transcendentalism means that they talk about the things, the experience that normal people cannot understand or comprehend. So this is the beyond experience that normal people can understand, right? It may be in a spiritual way, it may be in a religious way. So they talk about the religion, they talk about the experience that is beyond the normal people, right? That is beyond the understanding of the normal people. So that is the transcendentalism. So here are the writers of this transcendentalism. That first is the Ralph Waldo Emerson. His work is The American Scholar. American Scholar, and the second is the Self-Reliance. Believe yourself, know yourself, right? So it was published in 1841. And next, Henry David Thoreau. In his work, Civil Disobedience, he talks about he is against the rule of the society, he is against the rule of the government. He just want to rebel in a silent way, that is the civil disobedience. What happens here? He did not pay the toll tax, and because of that, he was imprisoned. He was forced to go to the jail. So he was imprisoned for not paying the toll tax. So that was his civil disobedience. It was published in 1849. Margaret Fuller work is Women in the 19th Century. That was published in 1845. And next is, this is a subgenre of American Romanticism, that is the dark romantics. So it explores the darker aspects of the human nature. That is the scene. We can also see the scene in the Hester Prynne, that is the Scarlet Letter, written by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The scene she was committed, that was adultery, right? That is the according to their society, according to the Puritan society, right? That was the scene, that doing adultery is not good according to Puritan society. So guilt and supernatural. So these are the darker aspect of the human nature. So they also consider these things in the dark romantics. So countering transcendentalism and optimism. And next is the next writer is the Nathaniel Hawthorne. That is the his work is the Scarlet Letter, that was published in 1850. The Scarlet Letter, right? The Red Letter. Here the protagonist, main protagonist, women protagonist, that is name Heston Preen, and she has committed or she has done adultery, and because of the adultery, she was forced to go to the jail, and she was imprisoned, and means the society, the Puritan society, they did not allow to do the normal work, to live normally, just like the other people in the society, Puritan society. So how a woman has faced the problem, right? So, and next writer is the Edgar Allan Poe, and it is called the master of macabre. Macabre means that something that is frightening, right? Frightening, and that is very dangerous, right? So is known for very dangerous writing. The Fall of the House of the Usher. It was published in 1839, and Herman Melville and his work is Moby Dick is quite famous. 1851 it was published. So, and next is the Walt Whitman, and his work is that was published in the composition, that is the Leaves of Grass, right? So this is the one of poem, that song of myself. I sing myself, sing America, right? So because I'm made of this country, I'm made of this soil, so I have to sing, and everybody has to sing this America because they are born here. And next is Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feather, right? Means she talks about that hope has a feather, that hope can fly everywhere. You can see that you are not able to control the hope. Hope can be everywhere. If you have desire, and our desire can fly, it has feather, right? So this is all about the American romanticism. So you had to go deep on those writings, right? So I hope you are going to study deeply. So this is all for today. Thank you for watching this video, and our next new batch is going to start soon. So if you are interested, then join to our coaching center and join our courses. Thank you for watching this video.